8 of The Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. All rights to the book and presentation are fully reserved. This chapter deals with the way people don't really understand their familial history. Here we go. Chapter 38, New Year's Revelations. The next day was a repeat of the day before until evening. Uncle Aki wanted pizza again. He really liked it. The very idea that he could pick up his food to eat it was novel to him, even daring. For most of the day they read, they chatted, and they took long afternoon naps. When evening rolled around, Marie dressed in her floor-length evening dress that had hung in her closet for months. Paulette had hated it, so Marie had not dared to wear it before. Marie liked it a lot, and she decided that this might be her only chance to ever wear it. It was emerald satin, and it went to the floor. It had a square neckline, and it was sleeveless. It shimmied along her body, fitting tightly over her bodice and falling gracefully from there. It came with a skinny little shawl that Marie left behind in favor of a floor-length cape for a bit of warmth. It was December after all, even if it was not in Canada. At 7 o'clock, she asked Uncle Aki if he thought it was appropriate. He told her that she was lovely and the dress was by far the favorite that she had ever worn. "Hold it right there," he said, and he literally ran from the room. In a moment he came back carrying a box, which he thrust into her hands. "These might be just the ticket. They belong to your grandmother Claire. I never, ever gave them to Paulette. They were just too dear to my heart. I never realized it, but they were held in reserve for you. We recovered them from the safety deposit box in the town near the chateau when we were wrapping up their estate. Tonight, you look just like she did many years ago." Marveling, Marie opened the box with eager fingers. Inside, there were drop earrings with emeralds and a matching necklace with 3 larger emeralds set close together like a fan, which hung on a gold chain. Marie was flabbergasted. "My grandmother's?" she asked. "Yes, my dear. So that I am not taking you out on false pretenses, perhaps it is time that I told you what transpired between your grandfather and me. You can decide if you still wish to accompany me after that, and I will, I promise, it will be entirely your choice." He sat in front of her and he looked at the floor as he began to tell the story. "I met your grandmother Claire at university, and for me it was love at first sight. It was not as shallow as it sounds. She was beautiful, yes, but she also had a brilliant financial mind. I proudly took her home for Christmas to introduce the woman that I planned to marry to my family. They adored her. My younger brother adored her. As it turned out, she preferred him. He was charming and handsome, everything that I am not, and he was not interested in finance at all. He was a humanitarian. He wanted to be a doctor, and she fell in love with him. The heart wants what the heart wants, and she did not want me. Those emeralds were my gift to her that year. I insisted that she keep them. When I left the chateau that year and went back to school, I surrendered my claim on Claire and on the chateau as well. As the elder brother, it would have been mine, but I could see her having a good life there and raising her children there, so I went on with my financial career. She married my brother, and by all accounts, they were very happy. I did not attend the wedding. I never saw them again. I went back to the chateau only after everything occurred. Until the day of the funeral and reburial, when I learned my niece was missing. I searched for her without ceasing from that day forward. On cold, dark evenings, I wonder if Claire might still be alive if I had not surrendered the chateau to my brother. I mourn for what your mother endured. I focused on making money so that the loss of the chateau would mean nothing to me, and the more I succeeded, the more lonely I became. When the Nazis rolled in, I kept my head down and I dealt with money issues from the back room. I neither considered nor worried about what was happening all around me. One government or another meant little to me, and I just followed the regulations and kept my nose clean. My heart was shattered, and I thought it would never be repaired. I stopped caring about anything but my own profit and loss statement, which was growing handsomely. When the Nazis were evicted, I rejoiced, but mostly because it allowed me to buy property at rock-bottom prices. It was then that I met Paulette. She did not love me. She never pretended that she did, and I did not pretend that I loved her. I could identify with her broken heart. She loved a Nazi SS agent who came and went at will, and suddenly he disappeared just before they evacuated. We heard rumors that he fled to Argentina. I had not given my brother or his family any thought until the day that the estate lawyer showed up to tell me that I was the surviving heir to the estate because there was no one else living. I think I went a bit mad with grief and guilt. Nothing would stand in my way because of years of possibilities that had already passed due to my own negligence. I hired investigators throughout France to find Anne-Marie when her body had not been found among the others. I hired one in England when I heard that the flight out that night had carried 2 pregnant girls. I hired another in Canada when we got a clue that she might have been taken there. When I learned that she had died in childbirth, I went madder still. The only thing I could give Claire was retrieving her daughter, and I had even failed at that, he moaned. That's the end of this chapter, chapter 38. And again we see that life is far more layered than we generally want to acknowledge. Thanks for being here. Please come back. I remain your friend, Deborah.